ND filters are finally here for the Insta360 X5, and they are a game changer. If you want buttery motion blur and cinematic movement in your 360 shots, this is where it starts. Let's see what they can really do. First thing first, update the Insta360 Studio to version 5.7.0. That's the one that adds support for the ND filters. Without it, your footage might not be recognized properly and you'll miss the key features. Here's ND64 filter, one of the strongest filters for bright daylight shooting. Insta360 includes it into a durable, magnetically sealed case that's easy to carry and protects the glass from scratches or dust. The build quality is solid, with a smooth magnetic connection and clearly marked guides for alignment. Honestly, it feels more premium than I expected, which is great, since the filter is going to be on and off constantly if you are shooting outdoors. But heads up, if your camera in a case, it might block proper alignment. Remove the case if needed to attach the ND filter smoothly. So ND filters give you more control, but they are not one-click magic. Test settings, experiment with ISO and check the white balance and let me know below.
So ND filters. It was perhaps one of the most awaited features that Insta360 X cameras, 360 cameras, would finally get. Because we got ND filters for Insta360 Ace Pro 2 for Go series camera. But for 360 cameras, it is something completely new, and it is really game changer, because now you can get the ND motion blur straight from your camera. If you are motor riding, if you are running, if you are cycling, then this definitely is for you. This is one of the greatest accessories that I've been waiting for over a year, starting from the version X4.
Here I'm testing the ND filter while riding in a car. I switched to full manual mode, recording in 8K and 30 FPS, and follow the classic 180-degree shutter rule, so I set the shutter speed to 160. That gives motion a more natural cinematic feel instead of looking robotic or jittery. I tried two different ISO levels, 250 and 100. ISO 100 gave me the cleanest image, but ISO 250 had a slightly different dynamic feel. I still need to experiment more to find the perfect balance, especially depending on the light conditions. Also, I had white balance locked at 4020 kelvins during this shot, and as you can see, the result is a bit too cool or blue. That's a good reminder. Setting white balance manually is powerful, but you have to get it tuned right to match your environment.
This ND filters looks really futuristic. Just take a look. It looks like eyes of the aliens from this movie Independence Day, if you remember one. When you attach ND filters, the camera will automatically recognize that you are attaching actually ND filters, and we suggest you to confirm with what type of ND filters you are attaching. Is it 16, 32 or 64? In my case, I got ND64, and I think this is the best choice, especially if you are living in the environment in the country with like 300 days a year, the sun, and if you are running, motorbiking, then ND64 is definitely for you.
Let's compare real-world ND filters with ND motion effect inside the Insta360 Studio. I recorded the same scene twice, once using automatic setting with no ND filter, and then I applied the ND motion effect in post. Visually, the ND motion effect does a decent job of simulating motion blur, especially if you are in a rush or forgot to bring your filter. But when you look closely, the real ND footage has smoother motion trails and more organic looking blur, especially on moving cars and tree lines. So what do you think? Is it worth carrying and setting up ND filters, or are software effects good enough for your style? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
I have performed a couple of tests with ND filters today while riding in the car. I was using 8K 30 FPS. I've been configuring manual mode, of course, and because of 30 FPS I've been using the shutter speed set to 1/60, and I was just changing different ISO. Let me switch to single lens mode and show you how ND filters will behave in a single lens mode. Because this is a single lens mode, then I need to switch the configuration as well. So I just need to swipe to the left, select manual mode, and then I can select the shutter speed first. It is 1/60, exactly perfectly match my 4K 30 FPS. And let's go to ISO and select ISO to the lowest one, 100. Now I'm filming with ND filters in a single lens mode while quickly moving down the hill. I think the speed is definitely not enough for the motion blur, but we will see while editing this video. Regarding the accessories for Insta360 X5 with ND filters, I would highly recommend to get this foldable stick 2-in-1, because first of all, you get the full protection of your lenses with this little cap. And also, this little cap also can protect your ND filters, so you don't need to buy any additional heads or something like that. So as you can see, when this accessory is on, it fully covers the lenses even if ND filters are on.
And the filters are standard in filmmaking, but on 360 cameras they are even more crucial. When you're capturing every direction, motion blur doesn't just add style, it hides stitching errors, reducing jitters and make reframing smoother. Without it, fast movement can look too sharp and chaotic, especially in high-resolution 8K, and the filters help smooth everything out naturally, which is really important when reframing action shots later in editing.
So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it actually interesting and useful for you. And I hope that you will be using ND filters with your Insta360 X5 camera. Just leave the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because in the next weeks we'll get a lot more interesting reviews about action cameras and more. Take care, stay tuned, cheers, and see you in the next one. Bye!